Good morning. Off to work again on a bank holiday. I hope you're enjoying your beautiful bank holiday and you've got your barbecues going. But I'll be working in a hot, sweaty kitchen. Lucky me. Not a taxi driver anymore, by the way. Sorry for any confusion for new viewers. Yesterday's video got really good engagement. It's every now and again, YouTube allows one of my videos to reach more people, or it puts it in front of them, and I'm grateful for that, I suppose. But it's entirely up to them, really. Two things I want to talk about in this video is how Reform have gone for a local chap in this Makerfield election that seems like a really decent bloke. And obviously I don't believe for a second that he's a horrible person. The media are going to go after him. The media's going to media, aren't they? They're going to do what they do. And that lovely Carol Vorderman woman who's obviously, I guess, just very upset that she's losing her looks and she's getting old and she's going to die an unhappy, lonely woman. Sorry, I'm not that much of a nice person, really. Anyway, but Reform have chosen a candidate that I don't think they would have chosen had Restore not have obviously clicked. They really have engaged people, haven't they, with their policies and just the integrity of the party. And I don't think Reform would have chosen a bloke like this. They would have chosen one of their pro-Israel lot or whatever, like a typical sort of Reform stroke Tory candidate, probably with an unpronounceable name. But they haven't, have they? They want to win this one, and they realise what people actually want, and what they want is what Restore is selling, and they're just hoping that they've got a big enough brand to defeat Restore, and they might have in this election. We might all be deluding ourselves a little bit, but I do think it's interesting that Restore, in a way, can influence and nudge Reform in the right direction. Almost like the unofficial opposition party of the right, of the non-elected right. Does that make any sense? No, probably not. Anyway. So the other point I want to say about this, by the way, I hope Rebecca absolutely stuffs this bloke. Nice guy. But I hope you lose massively, and because it's more than that. This is the most important election of our lifetimes at this stage. The next election will also be the most important after that. But this channel, right, so usual videos from me, a couple of hundred views. I've been doing this for like 8 or 9 years, and there are times in the past where my videos would get tens of thousands of views, but I just got strike after strike, demonetized, like just really punished by YouTube for saying things that they don't like. But when your videos then typically only get a couple of hundred views, you then find yourself in an echo chamber. Engagement's still very good, like per capita. And obviously lots of people in agreement with a similar thought process as mine. When occasionally a video gets me 1,000 views or more, I then find a bit more diversity in the opinions. People still engage, but I get, I'll get obviously the usual sort of agreement. Well done, Winston, good video. But then you also get pushback. And sometimes people are just really quite nasty, and I think that's fine. We need that. You need to see different opinions, and sometimes they might actually help you change your opinion. I'm not closed-minded like that, but not so much lately though. So when a video gets 5,000-6,000 views and it's about this election in Restore, I see 90% plus in the comments in agreement, which is really strange. So I'm trying to work out, what does it mean? Is that just a larger echo chamber? Has this algorithm found an echo chamber that's just a bit bigger and it's based around Rupert Lowe and Restore? Or is this really just telling of how the public feel? I'm not sure. It would be nice for the engagement, I say, not monetized, so it doesn't matter, but anyone that can give their opinions on that. How do you feel? Are you new to this movement that's waking up, or have you been like me, around, like, involved like a decade or so, or even longer? What was it woke you up? Was it COVID? It'd be nice to know. It'd be nice to know the audience. And like I said, this might be one of those videos that just gets a couple of hundred views. So it might be back to the old people that have been watching me for a while. But I would like to know. Um, anyone that's still going up there to Makerfield and pushing and pushing and pushing, please do so. That little chap with a hat that everyone seems to be talking about was very impressive, wasn't he? On the Vox Populi videos, and yes, I had lots of people in the comments explain it means voice of the people, or and if I'd have thought about it for a minute and thought, oh well, it sounds Latin, I wonder what that means, I could have looked it up. I didn't, with me, you get what you get. I'm just a pretty average bloke, really, and that might be bigging myself up. Anyway, let me know in the comments what's brought you along here, and yeah, let's keep this going, shall we? Because I'm actually feeling quite good at the moment, less black-pilled at the moment, even though dark time's still coming. We need to be ready. But anyway, that's enough doom in this video. This is a good news video. I'll see you soon. Goodbye.